And hello to all my Sagittarius friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free Psychic Tarot reading for June 2023. Now today they have dialed up for my Great Saggies, a storyline spread. Storyline spread is a great spread for general readings because it casts a very wide net across the entire sign of Sagittarius. We're going to be telling 3, 4, or maybe 5 different stories for different Sagittariuses going through different things in the month of June. It allows me to be very accurate because it's like a bunch of mini readings all in one, and our goal here is to find the story that is all about you. I've had people tell me that sometimes multiple stories do and will resonate with them, but at the end of the day, we're looking for the story that is all about you, and that's a home run, and we're going to find that today, Sagittarius. They've also asked that I conclude your reading with something I don't see very often, but this month it has been a very prominent one, Chakra Scrub. That is spiritual health. Looking over your spiritual chakras 1 through 7, going down the list, seeing what's kicking great, what we can get kicking better in the month of June. They've also asked that I conclude your reading with the rune stone, and that'll tie a nice little bow around this project that we call June 2023. The cards are already shuffled, guys. I do that ahead of time to save us all a bunch of time, and now I'm going to bring you in so you can watch. I'd like to share my overhead with you, my table, show you what's going on, what I'm working with. And we're live and recording. Okay, Sagittarius, these are my ritual cuts. Basically cutting each deck into thirds, putting them back together in a separate order. It satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot, and it's the same procedure for personal private reading, so it's just like you're here with me now. Now the storyline spread starts with 5 cards. We expanded out from there where we need to go, but these are your base or core 5 cards, the most important, arguably. There we go. We are going to need more cards than this. We do have a lot blocked too. We'll address that momentarily. But first, let's keep going. Let's get our end. That is not our end either. Now, I'm going to need to come down here just so you can see it. Still haven't reached my end. Let's keep going. Still going. Still going. Almost at our end just by default, but there's our end right there, and I know that because this gentleman is looking back this way. You got to pretend that this is one long line, one big storyline, but for the sake of the camera, I kind of do it in 2 for you. So that part is done. Now the inverts did kind of square themselves out. So the distribution is good. We don't need to address it right now. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 11. That's okay. All right, so now I got to get the pairings together. Our stories, our individual stories. We have one very big story here. It's actually going to continue here too. Yep. All right, so now over here we got one. Then coming up top, we have like this. So we're looking at 4 different stories, guys, and one of them just happens to be massive. Absolutely massive. So this is where the table gets full. I will move you around with the camera afterwards once I get all my card work done that I need. Part of this is going to be on screen, part of it will not. So at the end, we'll just kind of take you around on the tour and show you the entire table. First, we have a knight here, so I need to see if that's a person. And they say yes, because they gave me another court card. Now I need to see what that person's doing, though. That's going to be represented by that. Coming over here, we have a page. That's a person card, a court card. Let's see if that's a person. They say no, but we're using that to stay in the story to describe what is going on with that energy, using the energetic definition right there. Over here, when we come to the world card, that's a major arcana card. We're going to need to pull 2 to describe it. The pip next to it will stay there, just like that. There we go. And then coming down to the very large story, it starts with a knight and then a king. So let's check both of them. See if that's a person. They say no, but it's going to stay in the spread. See if this person is a person. They say yes. Okay, so this, we have double king, so that lets me know we're definitely talking about a male here. What is that person doing? They're doing that. And then we come down here. I have a knight all the way at the end. I know that's out of your sight, but that one came in not a person as well. That's just an energetic definition. And then I have a lover's card that gets 2 to describe it because it's a major arcana card. And there we go. That is one massively large story. Holy moly. All right, now I just need an Oracle Angel card for every story. Check the inverts one more time. We'll be ready to roll, guys. 3 out of 5, not enough to matter as it turned out. Over here, we got blockages, 2 out of 3. This one is going to be 3 out of 4, so we do need to do a discard here to see if the whole story needs to be upright. And Spirit says yes. Now the order, that needs to stay the same, but everything else is good there. Now when we come down here, we have 2, 3 blocked. Where did this one come from? Oh, that was a discard. That's actually not in the play. That card was fooling me. It was tricking me. All right, so this is actually good to go with how it is. There's our Oracle Angel. And then our very big story. How many we got blocked here? 1, 2, 3. Not too many, actually. It's good. Oracle Angel, let you see it. All right, guys, here's the complicated part. I'm going to start with this one because it's a short story. It's going to be this one. Story 2 will go up here. Story 3 right here. Got some artistic stuff going on there in story 3. And then story 4 is going to be this huge story. I don't know if I've ever done a story this big, but we're going to attempt to do it. Lots of moving parts there, so holy moly, if that's your story, got a lot of things to talk about. Let's get to work, Sagittarius, because we got to do your chakra scrub too. So, story 1, guys, let's start at the beginning. Story 1 that brings up here, if you've neglected something, this is a pentacle. So this could be financial. This could also be health. It makes me feel a little bit more health-like, but it could be either one. If you've neglected either of those categories, you just haven't really taken good care of your money, your accounts, you haven't checked them, loose spending, something like that. Or the same thing with health. You've just been a little neglecting your health a little bit here. Haven't really paid much attention to your diet, your exercise, something like that. This could very well be you here in story 1. That is the attachment card that comes in first. Now they talk about a person here. This is not you though, because they don't need to tell you a person twice. So you already know that this spread is about you. So this is about somebody else in your life, very close to you. This person is more than likely a little bit of like a 25 to 35-year-old. That is what my knight usually represents, but energetic definitions with people are very hard to pinpoint. This could be somebody who's in that energetic range, who's in that maturity level, 25 to 35. So you could get a 75-year-old who acts like they're 30. You can also get a 16-year-old who's very mature and acts like they're 25. So those would both hold true with my knight. So anyway, we have a person inverted there. Why are they inverted? They're either upset about something or they're not feeling like, they're happy with something, or maybe that's part of the neglect. Maybe this is a person that you need to stop neglecting and maybe reach out toward or hang out with more or something like that. Now the story ends very nice because we have Wheel of Fortune, which is my good luck card. So things are on an upswing. So this is very good with this person. So your job here is to identify who this person is and what they're there for. Has to do with something with finances or has to do something with your health. That is where we started with. They also bring up crystal clear intentions. So it's Archangel Michael, the big one of only 2 named angels in the Bible. Be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. So you got to focus on it. You got to be clear up here about what you're trying to do with your health or with your finances, whichever way they went with it there. So there we go with story 1, guys. Short and sweet story there. Story 2, we come up here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so story 2 starts with lessons being learned. Actually, they show that this stuff you guys have already learned, and it's just repeating in June for you. And if that is, you can kind of see that already happening, that's more than likely your story here. Now they show that this is just something that's cyclical. This is something you're used to dealing with it. You're a pro at this point because you've done it over and over and over again. It could be something work related because it is a wand, and wand is my work corner, work, business, enterprise, area of study, collegiate courses, retirement if you're of that age, hobbies, interests, learning new things, all that stuff applies. So lessons there. Something you've been through a lot of times. You're good at it. You're a pro. But it's coming up again. So you're going to have to deal with whatever this is more than likely again, or at least show, okay, well, I got this handled. I can do this, and let me show you again. Here you go. Something like that. Next, we have the Page of Pentacles. They told me not the person, though, so we're using energy definition here. And this is my money or health messenger. This one feels more like health. Very much more like health. I think the first one I said was the same thing. So here, another kind of health convergence, if you will. And this is a message that comes in very early in the month. So more than likely, this is for some of you that have to get something out of your health corner here. Like something, got to remove something from the diet. You got to get something out. I'm not sure what it is. You got to remove out a bad habit, for example, to improve your health. Cut something out there. For some of you, I guess it could be even a person for that matter. Or just, wrapping up old things, closing some loose ends here. It's very full moon energy, and that happens on the beginning of the month. We're actually going to transition right into your moon cycles right after this because they're talking about it right now. So the full moon is going to be huge for you guys. Let me just kind of look down the rest of these stories and make sure that there's not anything for the new moon. And I don't think so. So full moon is just going to be huge for my Saggy. So pay attention to that when we hit your moon cycles next. But let's keep talking about the story. Next, we have the Justice card. So this is can be a legal thing. Contracts, written agreements, something you put your signature on, all falls under that. Courtroom stuff, legal moves, all that kind of stuff. But this is coming in very positive. It's on an upright. So I'm not worried about it. I'm just letting you know it's kind of popping in. Maybe you have an idea what this is. Or this can be the secondary definition, which is karmic. That karma is coming back to you here early in the month with your health. So if you make these changes early, it's coming back to you. You get all these rewards very soon. It's a kind of instant gratification a little bit. And they're giving you another extra piece here by saying outdoors. It actually says go outside, get some fresh air, connect with nature, relieve some stress, gain new and creative ideas. We'll talk about the creative next in story 3 also. So they have a whole bunch of nice little segues here, but getting outdoors is really grounding. We may talk about that when we get to the chakra scrub. That is root chakra or red chakra related. Outdoors is huge for that, so they're kind of giving you a little hint here. Some of you in story 2 need to go outdoors a little bit, get to the beach. At least if you're not around nature at all, if you're like in the middle of the city, take a nice hot bath. Okay, water is very grounding. Now, before I get into story 3, I tease those moon cycles, so let's cut away to do those real quick. We're going to come back to story 3, the creative one, and then story 4, which is the massive one. Okay guys, it is moon cycle forecast time. We have a pretty simple set of moon cycles for this summer, June and July, and we start getting into some larger lunar events in August. But first, here's the transition to how things are moving, because the new moon is starting to move up. It's already pretty much smack dab in the middle of the month, and the full moon also moving up is right at the beginning of the month. But pretty soon, that full moon is going to drop to the end of the month, and the new moon is going to keep moving up until it's at the beginning of the month. That's happening very quickly. But first, in June, we have the full moon that comes in first, and that hits on June 3rd. This is the best time to get anything out of your life that you don't want there. Whether it's a toxic person that's got to go, whether it's an old habit that you got to kick, whether this is something you got to sell, or maybe a project you got to finish up, all that is best placed under the full moon energy. And that just helps you kind of get that stuff out and get the change to stick. And you don't have to do it on the 3rd either. Just any time right toward the beginning of June is key for that. But don't wait too long, because in the middle of the month, we have that new moon energy that hits on June 18th. And that is the best time to bring new things into your life and to manifest and to bring anything in that you're trying to do, whether it's health related, start something new with health, start a new diet, start a new exercise program. You're trying to attract new love. Maybe you're trying to attract a new job or a new promotion, or you're just trying to do something new with money. It doesn't matter what it is. Using the new moon energy, it can happen much easier in the middle of the month versus any other time in the month of June. If any of this has confused you, I've put together a moon cycle forecast cheat sheet, and that is available every single month on my website, scottsagent.com, and it kind of shows you a visual aid, little graphic illustration of how these energies move in and out, so you can better utilize positive change, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day, is just making things go a little bit smoother for us. Now, let's get into the gemstone and the new product. Well, there is no new gemstone this month. We're going to take a break. We've just done 5 in a row starting in 2023. Those are all unveiled and available on the website, scottsagent.com, with the write-up sheet, which is very intuitive about what each gemstone does and how it can be properly used, and the new product. Now that I have to tell you about, because we are kicking off the gemstone again in July. It's coming back. We're going to drop a new one in July. But here in June, I have such a big product that I'm unveiling. That's why I decided to step away from the gemstone for a month. So the new product is a combination of actually 2 products. And I've been talking about this for my people for a very long time now. So this won't come as a surprise to everybody. But it's called a My Month Deluxe. It first takes my most popular product that I've ever put together, the My Month product. It talks all about your month, about that 30-day window that's being read for, so it's a nice little batch of divination there, very affordable for your month. The other thing that it's going to be combined with is already a set of 2 readings. It's an angel protection and animal totem package. It's angel protection and it's animal totems all combined in one. So now it's kind of like 3 readings in one we're doing here. It is a huge hit of divination, all in one package, one very affordable package when we kind of bundle it all together. And that product is going to be called a My Month Deluxe. It is available right now on the website, scottsagent.com. And guess what? If you're signed up for the newsletter, you're going to get a free one of these in June. Check your newsletter. It gives you instructions on how to do that. You're going to get a follow-up wonderful coupon for anything you buy after that. And oh my gosh, if you're not signed up for the newsletter, why haven't you? I give my newsletter people, I take great care of them, and I give them a couple free readings every single year just by being signed up to the newsletter. You can sign up for that at the very bottom of any page on scottsagent.com. And now let's get back to your reading. Okay, Saggies, I am back. Story 3 time. Story 3 starts with a new idea. If you just had a spark of divination going on in your mind, maybe a dream, maybe just a light bulb effect, flash, and you just like, oh, maybe I should go do this, or I should start this. This could be your story here in Story 3. That's what they show. New ideas, not any old stuff. Not so much of that whatsoever, in fact. And the reason why is because we have there's something that needs to be wrapped up first. And this is ideas towards getting things wrapped up. It's like if you got this project that's just been lagging forever and you just gotta finish it up. And June is either the deadline, or maybe it's your own deadline that you set for yourself. Hey, I gotta get this done in June. I can't let this go any further than that. We can't let this get into July. That's what they show here. It's a card about completion, but the act of needing to get something completed. And they show you have all the tools to do this. Checking in great. No reason to wait. You have everything you need to move forward with this, so please move forward courageously. There is a potential here to have some unsuccesses there, like little setbacks. And usually this is emotional stuff. This is kind of more of your heart. So maybe something you put your heart into and other people aren't necessarily viewing it the same way. And it makes me feel like an artist because I have creative writing coming in. And that's just my creative card in general. It says make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or a pen or article or write a book. So let's just say creative juices. Okay, creative juices kind of play into this. Like let's say you drew a picture and somebody said, oh no, let's say you did it for a contract for them and they said, oh no, we kind of had a different idea. We want you to do it different. We want you to do it over. Okay, that would kind of hurt your heart a little bit maybe, right? It's like, oh man, I don't want to do that again. I really liked what I did. So that's kind of describing the energy of what is going on here with our creative juices, with maybe the small setback that goes on. Regardless of that, we go back to our first two cards. There's new ideas that just keep coming in over and over and over, and you have all the tools needed to get done whatever this is. This is an interesting story because they don't tie this down to a corner of your life. This could be about work. This could be about health, even though we had two health stories already. This could be about financial, or this could even be about your family. So all those things, guys, keep an open mind of like which way Spirit is going with that for you. Now let's get into the story 4, guys, the big one to get this monkey off our back. We start with the Knight of Swords. This is an inaction here in your mind. If a lot of you have not made a decision yet and you need to, this could very well be your story. That's our connection piece. They show that actually knowledge is going to be presented to you. So the window is wide open. There's nothing being kept from you. You have the full scope of everything. And for some people, this could even be knowledge like going back to college, going back to learn something, learning something in another way, trades, crafts, all that kind of stuff. So knowledge being provided. The next thing we show here is a male with a king. This is not you. Even if you are a male viewing this is not you. They're talking about another male here. So this could be a family member, somebody close to you, something like that. But what is this male doing? Well, he's basically blocking the new work is what they show. Work corner type of thing. So he's blocking something there. And I don't see finances in here. So it's got to be like maybe a project, blocking something you're trying to do at work, or just maybe somebody's blocking your way to get to work. It makes me feel like somebody cut you off in traffic and clipped your car a little bit. That kind of energy. Of course, that's not going to happen to almost everybody, but that's giving you the energy of what this male is. Okay, he's blocking something. And he's not the one who's blocked himself. He's coming through just fine and clear. Now, what happens next is they show really good energy between two people. It makes me feel like my Saggies that are coupled up, really great month for the couples here. Kind of double Dutch of it because I have my Lover's card. I also have my Two of Cups, and they're right next to each other, and they're both kind of the same exact energy, same exact dilemma that is going on, and it happens to be a good dilemma, not really a dilemma at all. So this is very good, and even for my singles who are in pursuit of love, I would say June is a pretty good push for this, especially if you're here with me in story 4. Okay, now they do show it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be like, the relationship is great with the family. They're talking about, going back to my relationship people, just to clarify, they're talking about the relationship, the two people is very good. That means you may be spending less time with the rest of the family, but more time with your significant other or something like that. So that's coming in good, but the rest of the family is kind of out of the picture somewhat, or at least in this month more than normal. We also have a queen that came up here. I believe I did a discard. Let me just double check. No, this is a queen. Okay, so they're talking about a woman here who is a very prominent part of this. And let me go to my next card. She's taking action with work. Okay, so moving forward with work, getting okay, so there's something hung up here. I'm not sure what this is hung up, but she is aware of this. And not only is she aware of this, but she's relying on the group to get her through this. Going back to my Lover's card here. So the woman in the relationship, maybe the one who has to take some kind of action here. And of course, this is where it gets a little bit vague, very unspecific, because what kind of action are we talking about? Are we talking about work, or are we talking about family type of stuff? I'm not sure, but they show her taking the action here, guys, okay? Very important to remember that. And if you're the woman in that case that I'm describing you, well, it probably wouldn't be that. It would probably be a different woman. But there's somebody in here who is a major part who happens to be female. We also have that hangman energy that's going to break at some point, just probably not in June, okay? So something's going to be a little sticky still here, a little stagnated, and they want you to be gentle on yourself while you go through this. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. It says in the card, be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people. Surround yourself with good people, long story short. Situations and environments. So put yourself in environments you're going to do well with. Surround yourself with people and situations that'll be very, very cultivating for your growth. Very good. Now let's grab that runestone, guys, and then we're going to get into some chakra scrub. They're already mixed up. Give them one more swirl. And here we go. Runestone for Sagittarius for June. Be this one right here. And this is the rune of standstill. So we have standstill, a little bit of isolationism. Not in story 4 though, because they talked about coupled up very close together between two entities. So our standstill is going to apply to other stories. Let's go through them. Story 1, standstill, is getting this neglect out of the way. Hey, you got to kind of pause here. Take a moment to figure this stuff out. What this other person is about that they're talking about here, be clear with your intentions and get this good luck kicking, because it is a great energy. So you just got to figure it out. So stand still until you do. Don't make those decisions until you have to, or until you're sure about it. Next up, stand still is, hey, you know what? We got messages coming in early in the month with nature, with karma, with legal things. If you know exactly what that is, you might not need to stand still. But for the others of you that need to figure that out, you definitely do need to pause. Another way of saying stand still is like pause, break, recharge the batteries, something like that. And then stand still, we have the new ideas, getting things completed. That sounds like you doing it by yourself in kind of the artist kind of mode there in story 3. So sometimes you just got to take a pause from setbacks. Sometimes you got to take a pause when you're ready to launch. And there we go. Creative writing really brings in an opportunity to do that. And like I said, not creative writing so much writing, but just creative juices in general. And sometimes you do the best work by yourself in an environment by yourself. So just like they talked about setting yourself up in good situations here, sometimes that is the alone environment. You just get more things done when you're quiet and your mind is quiet, less distractions, and more about focus. So now let's get into your chakra scrub. But first I got to do some reshuffling because I used a ton of cards. So I'll be right back. Okay, Sagittarius, I am back with your chakra scrub. The cards have been reshuffled. Gonna ritual cut it one final time, and here we go. I may speak about it in a different order, but at least when I pull the cards, I go top to bottom. So here we go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 4 out of 7 blocked. Normal distribution, I suppose. A little more blocked than I'd like to see it, but we're going to leave that how it is. And there's only 2 major arcana cards that get angel cards. Goes there and goes here. And I'm going to go top to bottom, as it turns out. That's where I'm going to read it. So let's start at the top, shall we? Your crown chakra. This is your connection to the lunar, the solar, like we talked about those moon cycles, the higher dimensional planes and realms, and space radiation, all the light from the different galaxies coming our way, and all that kind of absorption through your crown chakra here. Now what they show is a little bit of nurturing needed here. Really not being used. Okay, so it makes me feel like moon cycles, this connection is just a little off, and this is where it comes in. Of course, we get energy from Mother Earth too, but the spatial stuff is just it's getting blocked up right here, so it doesn't have anywhere to go. So we really need to get this loosened up here, and you can just do that with a little bit of nurturing, a little bit of love, a little bit of guided meditation. This is the color of like a deep purple, so you can actually use that as a power color to help unplug this too. Also meditate, guided meditations for the crown chakra. I might have said that already, but there's some really good ones on YouTube. I don't have one for that one yet. One day I will. I need to have it done, but I don't yet. I have one for the throat chakra. We'll get to that when we talk about it. But that's definitely just starting right off something that could use some attention. You guys could really improve a lot of energetic, your spiritual health from that. Now, as we move down into third eye, your third eye basically is showing here that it's very pinpoint. It's actually very focused. It's very centered, I guess is the best word, which is good, which is great to see. And some of you actually, this is improving your ability to have a relationship with children. It's a weird kind of thing to come up, and I'm not sure I really understand it, but I'm just reading what came up. And they talk about indigo and crystal children here. Usually this card just means kids for me. So this really helps you. I'm not sure how. Maybe connecting with some deceased kids on the other side, or younger energies who have deceased. Maybe some of you have known some children who have passed away, or maybe this is just a deep connection to children, just in general. But I'm not sure what it is, but it's great energy to see. It's just something I'm not used to reading. Don't really know where to place that. That's why I would love you guys here to be able to talk to and, hey, what's this mean? What do you think this is all about? Well, we're also reading for the whole sign. So keep that in mind too, that this is a general reading too. And, this is available as a personal product in case, you don't want to share your energy with all your Sagittarius friends. I do have the health or chakra scrub. This is a chakra scrub. You get to choose which one as a personal product on the website. And that one is all about you, where we are sharing no other energy. Now, as we move down from here, now we hit your throat chakra, the Vishuddha chakra. And this is your communication, your ability to express yourself freely. And here they show that this is much improved. They show that this has been like a war and chaos for you before. So you may have had some struggles expressing yourself or communicating fluently with people, but it's on a much better swing. So I like to see that. And in case you do struggle with that, like I said, I have a guided meditation, and that is on my website and on YouTube, scottsagent.com, absolutely free. As we move down from there, now we hit heart. They show really taking great care, a lot of pride in your heart chakra. You guys are doing nicely there. Nice love expression and all that kind of stuff. Checking in very good. Not worried about it. Let's go down. Now we hit your willpower. Your willpower is actually very calm, very serene, nice and balanced here. It could be more balanced. It's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be perfect to work. So willpower will be kicking for my great Saggies in the month of June. Working down from there, we have more good news when we hit orange. Orange is your emotional center for the chakras. And this is kind of located lower stomach area in the physical representation of such. Of course, all the chakras are on the astral plane. They don't actually have a physical location, but they are represented by such. Now here they show emotionally, it's very much tied into the home, your home environment, maybe missing home if you're away from home. For everybody else, the family, your unit, very well flow of emotions coming in there. Very nice. Now here in our root chakra, this is one of our big ones to discuss. And I don't feel like it's a bad thing. It's just an interesting thing, because what they show here is that there is a breaking free of the old here, where, in this really, it's the devil card inverted. So it's the breaking of bondage. But here I think you want to be connected. You want to be rooted to Mother Earth when we have red, when we're dealing with our red chakra here. And this is really the only one that they said nurturing of the crown chakra, which could definitely use some improvement for getting the energy in. But the root chakra is where all the energy sits. Once it comes in, it kind of collects at your bottom in your root. And root is the color red. So you can use the color red for a power color. Use a red gemstone, carry one of those around with you, or guided meditations for the root chakra. Now, this is basically saying a disconnect. So you need to get more grounded. How do you get grounded? Well, you can go out into nature. You can hug a tree. They call it tree hugger for a reason. You can go to the beach. A lot of people love doing that. And this is why, getting your feet in the sand, it's very grounding. And if you're not around any of that kind of nature, let's say you're smack dab in the middle of the city, well, guess what? You can take a hot shower, hot bath. Water is a great conductor of energy, very, very grounding. So they also say take back your power. So this is basically saying you need to get rooted here, and you need to take control of it, because it's kind of just been let go. Maybe it's because it's just neglected. You don't put much time into it or thought into it. But here, Spirit is saying it needs work. Root chakra needs a lot of work. So intention to manifest blessings into your life. That is another way of Spirit saying, hey, that's something that can be done better once we get this one opened up. Okay, so good way to conclude. Just really checking in very good for most of you. Just a couple areas here to work on. And like I said, if you want a little bit more specificity, that is available as a personal product. It's an audio product, actually. It goes to your email. You don't even have to show up for the reading. So that chakra scrub would be all about you. And this is our one for the sign. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember to like and subscribe so you see the future readings. I do these every single month. And have a great June. I know you will.